DIA. Direct income activities. What do you think these are?
Things that make it money.
Which would be what?
They cost you money too.
Can't make money if you don't spend money.
Right. Marketing.
Okay, marketing. Call that prospecting as well. You don't know how many agents will come in my office and want to meet with me, and the first question I ask them, we have the shortest meetings in the world. Why? Because they come in, they go, I have nothing going, and I go, how much you spend on marketing? They go, 0, and I go, okay, we're done. Go spend some money, then come back and let's talk about what you're doing. Or, let's talk about what money you should spend or what you could be doing. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, yes, you should have business even though you're not trying. Okay? What else could you be doing? Obviously listings, presentations. That could be part of your marketing, or you could actually be meeting with people, buyer meetings. I have a guy that I talked to a couple days ago, and I had a great idea. And I don't know if you guys like this idea or not, but this is my idea. He's like, I want $499 for my house. I won't take a penny less. House is worth about $480, and that's why nobody will list it. So I told him, I said, why don't we do a pocket listing? Let me do a listing, give me 6 months, and I'll bring my photographer in, I'll do professional photos, and then we won't put it on the MLS, and just let me go see if I can find you a buyer. Right? And you know, have you guys ever used the reverse prospecting in MLS?
No.
Okay, so all you have to do is find a neighbor, a house in the neighborhood that's close, put in the MLS number, you run a reverse prospecting, it will tell you which agents have auto drips set up for that house. So that's my first point of contact. Say, hey, I have a pocket listing in an area where you might have a buyer. Right? 'Cause you guys get calls now where agents go, hey, I ran a reverse prospecting and you might have a buyer. If it's on the MLS, my buyer's going to see it the minute you're done with it. So calling me 2 days after you put it on isn't doing me any good. Right? So here's the thing. It may not come to anything, but if I spend the $200 on photos, eventually I think what happens is the guy's going to list and sell his house anyways. Right? If I've already been working for him, I think I'm going to get the listing. Right? So I'll let you guys know how that works, but I'm going to try that next week. So that's our plan. So listing presentations, buyer meetings, showing property, make you money, right? So this is one thing that I don't believe, but I'm smart enough to know I'm wrong. Paperwork makes you money. Even though I don't treat it that way, it does make you money. If you're doing bids, if you're doing contracts, if you're doing walkthroughs, that's obviously part of your job that's leading you to money. Here is where I think a lot of us don't do as good enough job as we should be, and that's in follow-up. If you meet with somebody, I try to contact people every 3 days. And if they don't want me contacting anymore, then I don't. But until they tell me no, I'll either send them a quick little email, I'll find an article that might relate to them. This is people that I've met. If I've met and showed them homes, or met with them and talked about listing their house, and nothing has come of it, every 3 days I just send a little reminder. But what about people that have been to your website, people that you kind of know, that you've heard through the rumor mill they might be selling or buying? Put them in your follow-up. And it doesn't have to be 3 days. It could be 8 days, it could be 12 days, whatever works best for you guys, but just get it as part of your routine. Right? Just today, my follow-ups. And maybe that day you have 3 follow-ups. Maybe that day you have 12 follow-ups. It doesn't matter. You get that part done, and you can, if you want to email a group of people, you just BCC everybody. They don't see each other's email. It looks like it comes just from you to them. But be careful in your salutation. Don't be like, hey Jan, and send it to all 4 of you, and like, my name's not Jan, right? Just like, hey, what's going on? Just thinking you thought about, there's there's a lender, I've never used them, I actually don't intend to, but from Wells Fargo, sends me rate updates once a week.
And you know it goes to 100 other people.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if I want to be personal with somebody, I put their name on it, but if it says the same thing that is so generic,
But
they know
that-
they're not being personal.
But here's the thing about buyers, is I don't think people really take the time to look at that. If you take that email I get, the rate email, and I send it out to my potential buyers every couple days, they don't care. They're looking at the information I'm providing. They even might realize it's not for me. But I'm like, I'll just put in the size agent, hey, was thinking of you, this might be interesting to you, let me know your thoughts. Right? And I can send it to 5 or 6 people.
Maybe if it's somebody that I'm not really
Correct. These are your follow-ups of people that you're like
Yeah.
not currently working with, that maybe you've heard they might be looking for a house, or they might be looking at pre-qualified. You know,
I have a
that kind
half
of stuff.
dozen say that I know well.
Right.
And I know what they're looking for.
Right.
So I don't want them to
No,
get,
you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, but you should still be following up with them. Don't forget. Here's I think the mistake agents make, and I've done it, and some of it's unavoidable, but like, I know John and I are good buddies. John's thinking about maybe buying a house. I know John's gonna come to me when he's ready. Guess what? I run into John at the store, he just bought a house. Did he use me? No. Why? Because I ignored him, assuming he was just gonna come to me. I talk to people all the time, and a lot of times, like people I've never met, people that I get like off internet leads, I'll say, what was it about me? You followed up. You contacted me. You stayed in touch. You provided me information. They're like other people, I would email them and they would not respond. You were more proactive. So that is what I will tell you is a minor key to success. Problem is, and statistics will tell you that people now are starting to look at houses even though they're not going to buy in 9 to 18 months. So it's a war of attrition. And if people, I get emails every once in a while from people off internet leads. I'm like, oh, thanks, but I just bought a house. You're like, all right, I tried. It's not like I ignored them for 6 months. I was sending them emails and I was dripping them. They chose to go with their next door neighbor. There's no way I was going to get the deal anyways, but at least I tried. Right? So your DIA, your direct income activities, that should be your biggest chunk every day. It could be scheduling appointments, meeting people, follow up. If you're not showing houses ready, if you're not doing any of these, it should take up your marketing time and your follow-up time. Follow-up time is even more important than marketing time. Because marketing, you're hoping to get people interested. Follow-up, you already know you have some people interested. Now it's a matter of how do you get them to the next step, right? So we're always trying we're revamping our drip email packages. We're doing a lot of stuff to try and see if we can create more enticing ways to make that work. But email drip's tough because you're still fighting against a huge amount of spam email and stuff like that. So any questions? Do you think I missed anything on that? Pretty good? Okay.